Welcome to Part 2. Perform work in confined space operation. How to work safely for confined space operation. 1. Conduct risk assessment for the job or activities. Risk assessment is a systematic process whereby the hazards, potential or existing at the workplace, are identified and assessed at severity. Effective, reasonable, and practical risk control measures shall be implemented to protect the personnel. The supervisor shall undertake this function or collaborate with the risk assessment team of the organization to assess the risk level and obtain approval from the management to implement the necessary and prioritized control measures. The hierarchy of control measures is elimination, being the most effective one, followed by substitution, engineering control, administrative control, and personal protective equipment, PPE. 2. Conduct gas test by a qualified person. Atmospheric hazards can be easily monitored by gas test. It should be conducted by the qualified and competent person, that is confined space safety assessor, before any entry to the confined space. Basically, he tests the oxygen level between 19.5% to 23.5%, flammable gas level of below 10% of the lowest flammable level, LEL, and the toxic gases within their permissible exposure level, PL, respectively. Workers may also need to learn that the correct use of appropriate detectors is crucial in protecting the toxic gases, which may not have color or odorless. Gas detectors are designed to test specific type of gas and do not have a wide spectrum to cover all toxic gases. 3. Implement permit to work system. With the risk assessment and gas test report from the assessor, the supervisor shall then make an application to the authorized manager to issue an entry permit for the operation. Permit to work system is generally used to safeguard the stringent safety requirement of high-risk activities, like this type of operation. It is a mandatory requirement under the WSH confined space regulations in Singapore. Authorized manager shall review the implementation of all safety control measures and issue the entry permit at his discretion. After issuing the entry permit, the authorized manager can revoke it when the condition or safety level of the operation cannot satisfy the requirement. 4. Effective communication during the operation. At least one attendant must be positioned at the entrance outside of a confined space to monitor the workers, that is, entrance inside. Walkie-talkie is the common tool to link up the communication network for progress report, incident reporting, and etc. It is most critical during unexpected incidents or emergencies. 5. Other safety arrangements. Provision of sufficient lighting, ventilation ducting, hearing protection, respiratory equipment, and etc. should be taken care of by the logistics section and the supervisors. 6. An emergency rescue plan must be in place. In view of the high-risk nature in the operation, the WSH regulations state that a rescue operation plan must be prepared to mitigate emergency situation. Only competently trained rescue personnel are allowed to handle the emergency. The availability of appropriate rescue equipment is essential to the rescue effort. 7. Training of personnel. All personnel taking part in the confined space operation must attend and pass the relevant approved courses prior to commencement of work. It is the duty of the employer to ensure that their men possess the competency before assigning them to the operation. All personnel are equipped with the knowledge and skills relevant to the job. For example, they are aware of the hazards, able to verify an entry permit, can conduct periodical gas test with the gas detector, understand the ventilation setup and effectiveness and emergency response to the critical situation.